Hey everybody, it is Thursday night, which means it's time for some shop talk. I'm Josh Olive with Haven Comics. Stick around after this little intro video because we're going to talk about some fun stuff tonight. We'll see you on the other side. That was quick. Did I feel like that got cut off short and early? Speaking of short, here's Alan. What is that?
I couldn't remember what that sound effect did. What's this sound effect do?
I do find it funny that every one of us kids from the 80s, whether we ever sat at a weight bench and lifted weights or not, we all know the bodybuilder routine for.
Oh, we all know that Hulk Hogan pose.
We know the whole thing, right?
We do.
The legs, how to show off those. We know all of it, and it's hilarious.
You know what else all children of the 80s know?
What's that?
Yo! We'll fight for freedom wherever there's trouble. G.I. Joe is there.
Speaking of G.I. Joe, have you seen the variant covers? I think they're called the streetwear covers for issue 25.
I've got them pulled aside to look at, but I have not looked at them yet.
Okay, Duke looks pretty good. Falcon looks pretty good. I'm gonna need that Baroness. Let's just be honest. I'm gonna need that Baroness.
Fair enough. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
And I did see where it might even been in one of my newest books, but basically their Marvel is already hyping up Midnight, and they're talking about Fantastic Four and Spider-Man, and I'm like, no, those are not Midnight type of characters.
But those are the books that they're advertising. Jonathan Hickman, I believe, is writing X-Men as vampires. Seriously, why do people keep wanting to make the X-Men vampires? No one cares.
I don't even care about the X-Men as X-Men.
No, but why does anybody want X-Men as vampires? It's been done multiple times in regular continuity. Nobody needs it as a special midnight thing. And evil Spider-Man, nobody wants evil Spider-Man. Fantastic Four as like going out into space trying to cause the end of the world through some kind of Cthulhian mythos kind of thing. That's not a sustainable universe. That's not a universe people want to see. People want heroes. They just want good stories. You can't tell good stories with any of those characters in your main universe. Why are you trying to tell them alternate universe? I was totally wrong about the absolute universe, so take that for what it's worth, right? But I don't have a good feeling about Midnight. I think it's them thinking that they have an idea of how to do what DC has done and not realizing they are completely off the mark.
Yeah, Marvel has certain characters that are built for those types of stories. Moon Knight, Elsa Bloodstone, Werewolf by Night, Blade. I mean, honestly, if you wanted to get down to it, you could even, and I'm not a big fan of this character, but Noel, the King in Black.
Yeah, no thank you.
I mean, you could do something with them. You could very possibly even start pushing Doctor Strange more towards something like that.
Or Moon Knight. Moon Knight could be horrifying. Let's take our mainstream characters that we already are screwing up, and let's see if we can't just do them a different way. That's the problem. They're creatively bankrupt. That's the issue I have with Marvel right now.
Yeah, other than Fantastic Four, Moon Knight, Daredevil,
Sentry.
Yeah,
but that's a 5-issue limited series.
Yeah, other than those books, it seems like everything Marvel is doing is trying to play catch up to DC, and it's just not working.
Yeah, because Marvel's never been good at playing catch up to DC. Marvel's been good at doing Marvel, and right now they're not good at doing Marvel.
Mm-mm.
I'm so frustrated. So I just don't even know where to start with it.
Okay, well, that's actually not the topic that we were going to have tonight.
It is not. But do you think we should, before we jump into our topic, do you think we should have a word from one of our non-sponsors?
Yes, I would love to have a word from a non-sponsor.
Well, let's do a little advertising for a non-sponsor, shall we? We sent off some books recently for a customer, and they were already graded, right? So he was cracking these books out of their slabs and sending them back off to get graded. And he said, I want to make sure they have the best chance of getting the best grade possible, right? And I said, well, you need to get them cleaned and pressed by somebody who knows what they're doing. And he says, okay, what do you think they could do? And I said, honestly, I don't have the eye for that. I'm not the guy. But the guy that I would recommend, he does have the eye for that. So we sent these books off to the comic chiropractor. And this is just going to be an example of what can happen when you get the right guy doing, taking your books and working on them in the smartest possible way. I just pulled out the wrong book. It's not the one I wanted to show you. This guy sent off some pretty big boy kind of books. So that's awesome. I believe this is the one. Yeah, here we go. So this book, in Bigamy, will you? Before we sent this to the comic chiropractor, the slab that it was already in, this came back graded at a 7.5, okay? This was graded at a 7.5. You ready for this reveal?
Let's see it.
When your spine is out of line and you need to get straightened out quick, call the comic chiropractor because he can take your 7.5 and turn it in to a 9.4.
Oh, nice.
And this is double signed by Chris Claremont and Dave Cockrum.
That is cool. That is a huge jump right there.
9.4, up from a 7.5. That's insane.
I mean, our boy definitely knows what he's doing.
And look at how white the back of that cover is. Look at, I don't know if it doesn't come through very well here because of the glare. But that is pristine white, like it just came off the printer yesterday. He did a phenomenal job with this book. And just for context, never mind the signatures on here because there's no 9.4 in the census that's got both of these signatures on. But for context, a 7.5 of this book sold a couple of weeks ago for about $400.
Wow.
A 9.4 of this book sold for $3,600.
Good Lord.
So that is a significant increase in investment or return on investment there. So if you got books that you think, my goodness, these books I think would be worth getting cleaned and pressed and graded, send them to the right guy. When your spine is out of line, call the comic chiropractor. He'll get you taken care of. How was that for an advertisement?
That was a very good advertisement.
I just made up that tagline for him on the spot, free of charge.
All right, let's see if you get this one then. Since you're an '80s kid, the greatest tagline of all time will always be "Director your pizza to Daddy Green's Pizza." You know what movie that's from?
No, I'm trying to think. What was that?
Bruce Leroy.
That is not one that I'm overly familiar with.
Oh my God, the Last Dragon.
I am the last dragon.
You have got to watch the Last Dragon. It's got the Shogun of Harlem in it. Who's the Shogun of Harlem? Shogun. Dude, that is one of the greatest. It's not even a B or a C movie. It's more like an E movie that's ever been made.
Well, okay, fair enough. You were talking about old movies, and you just had me on the hook there for a second, and I had it in my head, and then it just disappeared because that's how things go when you get old. Thank you all for jumping in the comments and reassuring me that I'm not old. I appreciate that. Yeah, I had a good movie that you made me think of, and then it's just gone. It's one of the best kung fu movies ever made.
Yes, it is.
Well, I'll have to see it. Speaking of movies that have been made, although it's not technically a movie, I suppose it's a special. It's very special.
It's a special presentation.
Yeah, it's a special presentation. That after-school special that just came out on Tuesday, called Punisher: One Last Kill. What'd you think?
So, if we're giving it a score, I'm giving it an 8.
Hang on. I just got advice from James Parker. And since he said last time it took like 10 years off me.
There it is. Yeah, I will
Yo, what's up?
I will give Punisher: One Last Kill somewhere between a 7.5 and an 8, closer to an 8, but very specific reasons.
Let's hear it.
So number one, they definitely had issues with the audio. I thought it was just me at first, but then I saw several people online complaining about the audio.
I didn't have any problems with the audio
It
whatsoever.
was like it would go up and down, and like you could barely hear a word he was saying.
I never had that problem.
Yeah, see that now. Now keep in mind that might have also been because I watched it as soon as it released, so their servers were probably getting hammered at that time.
I was able to log in and watch it like 2 hours later.
Okay, so yeah, there was definitely audio issues. That CGI moment where he lands on the air conditioning unit, that was awful. That could not be forgiven right there. They need to work on that CGI. That was bad.
You don't think he really landed on an air conditioning unit?
No, go back and watch that one scene and look at him himself. I mean, the only thing missing was the Roadrunner running out from underneath him. Okay. I mean, it was bad.
It was real bad.
I don't think it should have been 44 minutes. It probably needed to be about an hour and a half. I do like the fact that we have, that Manucci, the way they introduced her, but I would have liked a little more backstory because that kind of come out of nowhere of, oh, he's killed the Nucci family. They were the last ones that had something to do with his family's death. Okay, well, you have not explained that anywhere in the Netflix or the Disney or any of the Disney stuff about the Nucci family.
Weren't they in the Netflix show? Am I misremembering that?
I don't remember them ever being mentioned before.
I want to say they were mentioned in the first season.
They might have been, and I just forgot. And I would like to have really, even if it was just a quick 15-second flashback, I would like to have known how he escaped the cage in Daredevil Born Again Season 1.
Fair enough.
Although we never saw that.
They did imply, though, because he was talking to that guard. You remember he was talking to the guard, and they kind of implied like that guard was walking too close. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but other than that, those were my critiques of it.
Those are pretty minor quibbles, honestly.
That they really were, but they were quibbles that really stuck out to me.
You want to know the quibble that stuck out to me? Because it is a quibble, but it bothered me.
All right, hit me with it.
See if you can pull up an image that shows the sign of the Nucci's restaurant.
All right, let me see what I can find.
Because it's bothersome. And I guarantee you it was made by some young person who has never once written cursive in their life. And they decided to use this cursive font. Oh my Lord, did they screw it up. He's Googling.
Well, I'm looking for images now, and it's not. I think this might be the closest I can get to it. Wait a minute, this one's a little better. We'll just have to see how this one shows up on screen. Oh, come on. Do not take me to Wikipedia, you trash.
Well, it's right there. It's one of the second images where he's standing there and you can see the sign behind him.
Yeah, but I did find one that is a little bigger, so we should be able to see the.
All right, let's do it.
I'm pulling it up now. Share screen.
This will show you how petty I am, but oh, what a quibble. Okay. So, Nucci is spelled Gnucci, right? Italian. Look at that sign behind him. Anybody who's ever written cursive in their life knows that the bottom of the N connects to the next letter, not the top of the N. So that looks like an M.
Yeah.
And it looks like it says Gamici. It's because they connected the letter at the wrong place. It should have connected at the bottom. And some young whippersnapper who has never been taught cursive in their life did the design for that sign. I guarantee it. Because that is not how that works. Gamici. It ain't Nucci. When the guy first walks up to that and it says that on there, I was like, what the heck is a Gamici? And then later on, it's like Nucci. I'm like, that was supposed to be Nucci? Okay. But that's a quibble. That's a nit, right?
That's even more minor than mine.
It is. But you talk about a thing that jumped out and bothered you. That bothered me. It do be looking like an M. Yes, that is correct. It is not an M, but it looks like one because that was poor design.
Now, I do have to give, okay, as far as the story itself was concerned, number one, I cannot believe that Disney okayed that. And then I can't believe that not only did they okayed it, they turned around and put it on Disney Plus. It was brutal. That was a very, very hard look into his psyche. The whole scene where he almost does that to himself, sitting up against his daughter's tombstone.
Yeah,
that was gut wrenching. The last 20 to 25 minutes of it was just sheer brutality, which I loved every single bit of that.
No, you didn't. You had a quibble with a bit of that.
I have to give them credit where credit is due. Not only in the first 5 minutes did they give us who is arguably going to go down as the most hated villain in MCU history.
For sure.
They turn around and took him out at the very end of it.
100%. That guy is instantly hate-worthy. Like, there's no purpose other than to hate him. And hate him you do.
Yep, but I mean, they took this guy who you're like, okay, this dude's going to be annoying, and turned him into the most hated person in the MCU in the matter of seconds.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I was kind of, maybe I just read something wrong somewhere, but I thought that he was going to be dealing with some of the fallout from the end of Daredevil. Because we kind of saw the lawlessness on the streets and everything. Well, to me, in my mind, that's happening because Wilson Fisk is no longer in charge.
Yep.
So I kind of held off on watching the season finale of Daredevil so I could go from that. I think I watched it Sunday night, then into Punisher Tuesday, and then soon we'll be going into Brand New Day. So I don't understand. I mean, I do kind of understand that on some level, you probably do need to watch One Last Kill just to see where Frank is at in Brand New Day. But other than that, this was definitely a one-shot comic, so to speak.
Yeah.
And I think that John Bernthal, being the assistant writer on it or helping write it, whatever it was he did, I think he did a fantastic job.
I agree with that. I thought it was really well done from top to bottom. A few tiny little quibbles that we have had aside. One other quibble I had is, why is it out of the 3 people of his family who died, only one of them seems to matter to him?
Well, if you
that
go
part,
back,
that part was like,
well, if you go back in Daredevil, in Born Again season 1, Frank told Daredevil that he hears his son every single day, and his son's telling him, "Get him, Daddy." And then we've had all these flashbacks to his wife, but I did not know this until today. The guy who, I don't know if this guy directed it or if he helped. Yeah, it is.
nailed it.
Once a girl dad, always a girl dad.
Yep.
But I don't know if this is if it's the guy that directed it or the guy that helped him write it. When they went to cast Frank Castle's daughter, that guy said, "There's only one way that we're going to get the emotion out of you that we truly need." And John Bernthal said, "How's that?" And he goes, "We're casting your daughter as Frank's daughter." So that was real, and that was John Bernthal's real life daughter, and that's why he was able just to turn it on the way that he did, was because it was resonating to him because it was really his daughter standing there.
Yeah, that's something.
Dude, that made it even better to me at that point.
Yeah, I did not know that. I didn't go into it with any expectation that it would be tied overtly to the end of Daredevil Born Again season 2. I figured it was just going to be its own thing, and it was its own thing.
Yeah.
Very tangential ties at best, but it didn't need them. I thought the most interesting thing, I said that's not even accurate. I thought 2 things were extremely interesting, and I really liked them. When Ma Nucci wheels up and draws the comparisons between herself and him, about their families being taken away and all that stuff. And I thought that was a brilliant scene. I really loved it. I loved that he just stood there and took it and never said a word, never did a thing.
Yep.
He could have killed her right then and there. He didn't. He just listened, right? And then right after that is when the whole thing turned into the most recent Judge Dredd movie, where they're all locked in that building, and it's this never-ending stream of bad guys coming to kill him.
Yep.
And holy smokes, was that just this wave after wave of brutality. And some of those were, just like you said, I was a little bit surprised that Disney was like, yeah, that's cool, do that. Hypothetically speaking, could Frank be Peter's new mentor, Brandon? No. That's a quibble I have with the MCU in general, right? The fact that they think Spider-Man needs to have a mentor like that. Like, Spider-Man, he was before most of those characters, right?
Yeah, and
Just because he's young doesn't mean that he needs somebody to tell him what to do or how to be. He's always been a good character on his own.
so before I open my mouth, I do want to Google something right quick.
Well, while you're doing that, I'll continue a little bit. There was, I will say, the bit with the axe and
Oh yeah.
how two people were killed with that axe was hilarious. I mean, it's like that kind of humor that's like, this is a dreadful, violent situation, and yet there's these moments of unescapable humor in there, which cracked me up, and that one just made me laugh.
I tell you, the one that made me laugh was in the John Wick movies. You hear he killed a man with a pencil, but you never saw it.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
Punisher, you see it.
Yes.
And
yes.
that's all I could think about in that scene was John Wick.
Yep, yep. And that was brutal. That was
I did look it
brutal.
up. And from No Way Home to Brand New Day, 4 years has passed.
Okay.
Peter does not need a mentor. Peter should be his own man by now.
Fair enough.
So, and I'm like you, I never really agreed with the whole Tony Stark mentoring him anyway. But I guess they had to do it that way just because he was so much younger and everything.
I mean, it worked well for the movies. It worked well for the MCU, and I don't resent the relationship falling out that way. But I the bits that I don't like was one of the defining characteristics of Spider-Man was he made that suit. He invented those web shooters, right? The web fluid, the shooters, the whole 9 yards. He didn't necessarily have to have the fancy suit upgrade with all the nanotech and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Right? He didn't have to have that mentor. He was great. But the exchanges between him and Captain America, for example, in Captain America Civil War, were just phenomenal. You have the right to remain silent. All of that stuff was just hilarious. I really liked it. But as far as Punisher goes, it very much has a feel of the recent Dredd movie. And if you've not seen that and you want to see like a heck of a comic book movie, I strongly recommend that you watch that. But it also had, and this could just be a because of the setting maybe, but it had a bit of a 70s roadhouse, grindhouse kind of feel to it too, didn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot grittier than what they've done before. But I think that because that is also, I was trying to think, I don't think they've ever filmed, even with Daredevil Born Again, I don't think we've had a setting like that in the Marvel Universe so far.
No,
one that's that realistic on top of that.
Yeah. But yeah, it was one of those classic Punisher is going to find a way to take people out no matter what, with whatever's at hand. And just time after time after time, it was pretty great. The one dude in the bakery or whatever, bakery, coffee shop, whatever it was, that he did that to his arm and his shoulder and then hit the jugular. But the fact that he like looked around thinking about it for a second, like, should I? Yeah, I'm going to do this. And then just took that dude's shoulder. You remember that? With his left arm and his left shoulder.
Did you know that we're not live on Facebook?
Yes, because Facebook is broken. There is a link. There is a link on there on the event that will take you to YouTube.
Gotcha. Okay.
But no, Facebook is broken. And anybody out here who can get me in touch with a human at Meta, that would be greatly appreciated because Meta has made it impossible to get in touch with a human.
You know what works for me? I like YouTube better anyway.
Yeah, YouTube is great for this, but I have other functions that I need Facebook for, and Facebook is absolutely broken.
Oh yeah. So where do you think the Frank Castle character is going to go next?
Well,
Will we
I think this one shot episode was getting him into a better mental place. And I think that was necessary. And I think at the end of when he said, I think I want to go on, he's found a reason. He's found a reason to do that. So that was the entire point of this, was to get him to a better mental place going forward in the MCU, because it's hard to watch the perpetual flashbacks and PTSD cycles that he's going through. It's very hard to watch, and I don't have a problem with watching things that are hard to watch. It's just, it gets a bit repetitive and monotonous after a while, and that detracts from the importance of it. Right? So I think they needed to give him a reason to keep going and to focus elsewhere outside of himself. And I think that that's what this accomplished, was this gave him something else to focus on outside of himself, so that he has a reason to go on.
Yeah, because in the two, we needed it in the 2 Netflix seasons.
Absolutely, because that's a journey he has to go on.
Yeah, because that, like you said, that's the journey he has to go on. Especially that first season. Second season, yeah, we still needed it on some level.
Let me ask you what you thought about this choice too, right? Okay. In the Netflix stuff, most of the time, he did a lot of work at night, and he did a lot of work on gray, rainy days, right?
Yep.
Big, bright, bold, sunshiny days were few and far between. Yet in this special, which was irrevocably dark, almost the entirety of it is set in a bright, sunshiny day. Did that strike you as interesting?
I really never thought about it. What I was going to bring it up with you, what really had me thinking was, what is the one last kill? Is ultimately the one last kill telling us there'll never be one last kill? Because I did hear somebody else bring that up, which led me down an even darker path.
Well, that's how it is in all the heist movies, right? One last score.
Yeah. Was the one last kill him killing off that aspect of himself and allowing himself to move on?
That's how I interpreted it.
Kill?
That's how I interpreted it. Yeah. But I tell you what, why don't we bring John Barenthal on here and just ask him?
You know what? Anybody that wanted to have anything to do with that stuff, that ever wanted to come on here, they are more than welcome to.
Yeah, I just bring John Barenthal on here. We'll ask him. We'll save ourselves the speculation. But no, I did interpret it that way. I interpreted it as he had to kill that one part of himself so that he could move on.
And I'll be honest with you, I really and truly, I just need to I need to have Charlie Cox in a room so I can give that man a hug.
Yep.
All because the end of the season finale of Daredevil Born Again season 2.
Oh, great.
When him and Kingpin are on their knees.
Yes.
And he's got his helmet off, and all he says is, "But what about Grace?" Yep. He brought it all back to his faith in that single moment.
All back. And
I was sitting there, and I'm like, oh, Lord, they've done it.
It was so beautifully written. It was so well written, and it was such a good, different ending to how these things always go, right? Really, really powerful ending.
And I know some people just do not like those conversations. They don't like seeing that stuff. But people need to understand that if you're going to
for a lot of humans, that's really important.
Yeah, but also not just that, but if you're going to watch or read Daredevil,
that's part and parcel.
Yeah, you need to understand that is one of his driving factors in life is his faith and his remorse and everything.
Oh yeah, it's
And
Catholic guilt, like
yeah,
hardcore.
and oh God, yeah, most definitely. But also to me, that's what makes his character more realistic than some of the others.
Oh yeah,
Actually, than a lot of the others. Which that could kind of
segue.
But to be honest with you, I will probably be able to get in touch with John Bernthal and get him on this show before I can get Stephanie Phillips on this show. That woman does not check messages to save her life. Stephanie, if you're watching this, I love you, please. But she don't check messages to save her life. There's 2 issues in, and she's absolutely killing
it.
I mean, this is great. I do find it funny that we have this investigator that's squeamish.
Oh, hang on now.
Oh,
You saw Top Gun in theaters, like the original Top Gun. What theater is showing that?
what? Are they playing that?
Because I kind of, it's probably just for one night or something, but I kind of feel like I need to see that. I love that movie.
Yeah, I do like the fact that our big bad is obsessed with Matt Murdock and not Daredevil himself.
Where at? Which theaters? I need to know.
I got plans tomorrow, or I would. Oh, I done got blurry again. Come on, snap back, snap back.
And Lee Garbett is doing a killer job on art too.
Oh yeah, which you know what? We have got some awesome segues going because you saying doing a killer job on art. I don't know about you, but especially in issue 4, I am loving the art direction that they're going with on Moon Knight. It's almost got like this gritty 80s feel to it.
I like it better than what they've been doing.
I mean, the art has been really good on Moon Knight for a long time, but when you turn the page
for me,
when you turn the page and you've got something like that,
yep.
Oh yeah, and Jed McKay once again. Damn you, Jed McKay, for making me care about Tigra. I never thought in all the years that I've been reading comic books that I would care about Soldier, Tigra, or 8-Ball.
Soldier and 8-Ball for sure. I kind of had a crush on Tigra when I was younger, so I was innately programmed to care about her.
Well, I mean, it's kind of, where's that one? I mean, I understand why you have a crush on her after you see art like that.
Yeah.
So, but Moon Knight with a giant talking sword walking into a haunted house, it don't get no better.
No, that's pure like 1960s kind of comics nonsense, and it's beautiful.
Yeah,
I mean, glad you had a great time. It was good to see you anyway.
It's just wild that Jed McKay's been writing Moon Knight for a while now.
Like 4 or 5 years at this point.
And he is not running out of steam on any level. It gets better with every single issue. I mean, Moon Knight has just been a ton of fun. Another one, and y'all have heard me singing its praises for like a couple of years now. And that is Flash Gordon issue 16. So I had some heartburn with issue 15, and the reason being is that's when Dan Abnett took over.
Yep.
And I'm, nothing against Dan Abnett. Every writer has their own style. Every writer's got to do their own thing. But to me, Jeremy Adams is just on a different level. With certain characters. I mean, if you're reading Aquaman, you understand Jeremy Adams. He took a book that very few people cared about and turned it into one of the best books that DC has.
Yep.
He did the same thing with Flash Gordon. So with 15, I had to go through that transition from one writer to another. I didn't know if I was going to like it, but I'll be like, hey, I'm going to stick with it at least through Abnett's first story arc to see how it goes. And after what he did in this issue, I'm definitely going to keep going with it. It's that transition issue is always the roughest for me.
Uh-huh.
The art, the entire team has changed. So, we're sticking with Flash Gordon. One that for some reason the entire issue just kind of confused me, and I don't know why. And I mean, I understood what was going on with it. It wasn't really and truly clicking for me. And that was Absolute Green Lantern issue 14. I like the character of Tomar Ray, or however you say his name.
Tomar Ray, yeah.
Yeah, I like him. I like this character as a bad guy. I thoroughly support everything he stands for. I hope he wins in the end. So
fair enough.
Another one that maybe I don't know. I think I lost myself on this one, then I had to pull myself back into it. And that was Absolute Batman 19.
You mean Superman?
Yeah, Superman, Absolute Superman 19. Once we actually got into the fight between Superman and King Shazam, Black Adam, it started, that started pulling me back in. And then Absolute Hawkman showing up at the end of it, that definitely pulled me back in.
I like Absolute Hawkman.
But for some reason, I could not remember all of this, and I need to go dig out issue 18 and reread it, because it was like, did something happen that I missed somewhere? There was some things that just wasn't making sense to me. Now,
okay, so it wasn't just me, so I'm glad about that.
Okay, yeah, it wasn't just you.
It didn't feel like a clean continuity from one to the other.
Yeah.
I did. I felt like I had forgotten something or missed something, and maybe I did. But it is funny that you felt that way too. So
okay, good. I'm glad you feel the same way, because I'm going to dig it out this weekend and reread it 18 just to make sure.
I'm planning to do the same thing. We're nerds.
Yeah, really. Well, and speaking of nerds, one that I've been having fun with ever since they started bringing them back out. And this was right after Disney bought Fox. They started putting these books back out. You can jump in at almost any given time, because you'll get like an arc, then they'll take a few months off, then you'll get an arc and you'll take a few months off. But Alien King Killer, issue number 2.
Yeah, you were saying after the first one that was good. What's the premise of this particular?
So the premise of this one is and the premise is coming more to light in issue 2.
Okay.
So the Xenomorphs had basically taken over a planet.
Hang on, I gotta say, hey, Dope Comics.
What's the up? Xenomorphs had basically taken over a planet, and there was a scientist that created like these. I don't know. They're like a synth human hybrid. They were endowed with like special abilities, like powers, like super strength and everything.
I totally thought you were about to say with certain inalienable rights.
Yeah, certain inalienable rights. But they end up pretty much taking over the planet, and they break everything off into what almost comes across as like city-states, and they become kings, basically. Well, the youngest one out of all of them, who they think is the most powerful one, he is hunting down his older quote-unquote brothers, and he's killing them because he feels like they are tyrants that are ruining people's lives, even though, yes, they are dictators, but they're actually saving the people from the Xenomorphs. So it's really a pick your poison type scenario. And he's already killed the Red King. He's going after the Green King. People are starting to realize that this guy is who they call the Blue King. And along the way, he's fighting Xenomorphs. So it's just, if you want, it's a good enough story to keep you intrigued, but it's more about aliens, fighting aliens. That's exactly what the Alien franchise has always been, pretty much. So at least on the comics, the comics are a little bit different than the movies, where in the comics, you're really and truly, you're not looking for anyone to survive.
let us know your thoughts here. What is it that you're looking forward to? Are you looking forward to X-Men Vampires? Are you looking forward to Evil Spider-Man? Are you looking forward to like Cthulhu and cultist Fantastic Four trying to bring doom upon the world? Uh, or are you looking forward to uh, Midnight Suns, Elsa Bloodstone, Werewolf by Night, Man Thing, whatever? What are you looking forward to? Let us know, because so far we're like what they first talked about with it, that was interesting, but then where they went immediately after that to X-Men, Spider-Man, Fantastic Four has me very disinterested and thinking that they've lost their marbles. They lost their marvels. But yeah, let us know what you're looking forward to. I'm really curious about that.
Yeah, if they're going to definitely create this other universe where they can just go ham and do whatever they want to do in it, they definitely need to change the characters up some, just like they did with Absolute Universe.
Not off the top of my head, but it's sometime in the next 6 weeks, I think, if I remember right, when we had to place our orders for the X-Men 97 season 2. I think it starts in about the next 5 to 6 weeks.
I thought I saw something about the end of June.
Like that would be right in that 5 to 6 week time period.
Yeah, like right around June 27th or something like that.
Yep.
I could be totally wrong. One that I really did enjoy, I end up enjoying this a lot more. And it even had a shocking moment that I was not expecting, but then it made perfect sense after it happened. But that was Batman issue 9.
Did you pick up Barbara Gordon, the first issue of her her series?
No, I have not been in the shop yet. I'll be headed up there tomorrow.
Well, you're not going to be able to pick it up tomorrow.
No, I can't remember if I signed up for it or not.
Yeah, it's sold out already.
Real? Oh man, I hate that because it looks like it's going to be good too. Especially after reading this.
And it might be. I hope so. Like I said, I kicked off the show with a caveat of I was wrong about the Absolute Universe because it sounded stupid to me. I was totally wrong. Mea culpa. This also sounds stupid to me. I'm telling you, I'm so sick and tired of X-Men Vampires. Like, I don't care if it's Jonathan Hickman. I don't care if Stan Lee himself came back to write it. X-Men Vampires is ridiculous, and I'm just sick of it.
Yeah, honestly, I would like it better if they would leave the bigger titles and the bigger characters alone, and they do it with the smaller ones. It's try to get people invested in them.
Well, they're trying to copy what DC did, which was go with their big heavy hitter characters.
Oh no, you definitely cannot go wrong with horror. I will 100% agree with that.
But I'll talk about the Barbara Gordon breakout here in a minute.
Okay. Yeah, I was not expecting them to. Spoiler alert! I was not expecting them to blow up Wayne Manor.
No, that was a little bit of a shock.
Honestly, it kind of makes sense because by blowing it up, Vandal Savage no longer can root around in it and do whatever he wants. And since it's pretty much destroyed now, he does say, "Let's go home." So does that mean that they're going to reclaim the Batcave?
That's my thinking.
So, now and this is my last book, and this one actually
That's a short week for you.
Yeah, I did have a small week. This actually impressed me. I didn't know how I was going to feel about it until I did get this and read the thing about it. And dude, this is the Energon Universe 2026 special. Have you read it?
Yeah.
Dude, Mask was fun.
That was so great.
And I like the way that they were integrating like some of the names of places and stuff that we had already read in other books.
Yep.
So I mean, if you open up the double
Yes, that's what I was looking for too.
But yeah, and I just happened to open up on that page right there.
I was just looking at that one. Some of the design choices, like that, looks very Cobra Commander-ish.
Yeah. It looks like Mask is going to be really, really good. I'm definitely going to sign up for it now just to see which direction they go with it.
I mean, this page right here.
Yeah. So, what did you think about crap? Where was it? When they busted the dude out of the Russian prison.
Oh, I
So
thought it was great.
some of these, eventually, these characters are going to cross over.
Yep.
They're going to have to face Joes at some point.
Well, they've already had a crossover with the Joes.
I know, but like this character, and I can't think of his name, the guy that they busted out of the Russian prison.
Yeah.
Who do you think he's going to have to go head to head with?
That's a good question.
And I did think it was great the way they ended it with everybody's watches going off.
Yes.
That is a great teaser as to what's fixing to happen. Who is it? How are they going to do it? The Zartan story in here I thought was great. I like the way they've changed Zartan up.
For this, yeah.
And now you know why he's doing what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest with you, I fell off on Void Rivals a long time ago.
Yeah, I agree. I did too.
I still can't figure out how Void Rivals actually fits into all of it other than a little cameo by somebody every now and then. You know, like a Transformers enemy or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree.
So, but now, no, what? Stop that. Why is that doing that on my screen? There we go.
I don't know. Why is it doing that?
All right, so tell us all about that Barbara Gordon special.
Well, it's a limited series, first of all. To get it right.
Oh, sorry. I still have a special presentation on the brain.
Barbara Gordon Breakout. This follows directly and immediately upon the heels of Batman, what is it, 9, 10, 8,
9.
whatever it is, number 8,
9.
I think. They're trying to, because now in that book, Batman and all the Batman family are wanted by Gotham City Police and Vandal Savage, and they're being hunted, and they're trying to like sanitize their safe houses and things before Vandal Savage can find it, any of them, and get the information from them to further hunt them down or take over things. Well, at the end of that Batman issue, things are not going well, and it looks as if something bad is about to happen. And Barbara says, it's time. We have to enact my plan. And Batman's like, I don't think that's a good idea. And she's like, we have to enact my plan. And he's like, fine, we have to enact your plan. Well, her plan was to get caught and go to jail. That was her plan. There's a reason behind it. And it ain't just because she had bad luck. This was purposeful. She went to jail. And she's in jail for a reason. And it's kind of that issue not too long ago where Damian Wayne went into the juvie to figure out what was going on. Yeah. It's kind of got that same vibe to it insofar as she's there to find out why people are going missing, what's happening, and how she can save these people who are being locked up for no reason other than they supported, Batman or whatever. Totally innocent people, cops, lawyers, everybody. that's being thrown into jail and not coming out of it well. Um, just another case of DC knowing what they're doing and integrating the story in a really clever way and putting a hero in an interesting situation. And this whole follows up on that whole Batgirl Oracle uh, conversation that we had last week, right?
Yep.
She has to be both of those things, and she has to be Barbara Gordon for this to work. I kind of wish we'd had this discussion this week instead of last week because it's really important here. But wow, what a great book! Fantastic. Now you will get your chance. We've already got reorders in for this, so you will get your chance.
Good.
But if you could tomorrow, you're not likely to have this on the shelf. um. G.I. Joe. The last issue was interesting. It had a bunch of characters that we don't get to see a lot of, including one brand new character, all fighting to save the day, as it were. And that ended with things about to go haywire. Things go haywire in this. And without giving anything away, one of the things that Dawn Moreno finds out, and for anybody who doesn't know her backstory, the single most popular character in G.I. Joe lore is Snake Eyes. Larry Hama did something absolutely unthinkable in the G.I. Joe story, and he killed Snake Eyes off. Like, how do you kill off your most popular character, your most beloved character? How do you just kill him off? But that's what he did. And at one point in the long ago of G.I. Joe, Snake Eyes was put into a thing called a brainwave scanner by the evil Cobra doctor, Dr. Venom. And he was messing around with Snake Eyes' memories and things like that. And he implanted false memories, all kinds of things like this. And Snake Eyes ended up going in and out of that brainwave scanner several times. Well, she got put into the brainwave scanner and essentially had the entirety of Snake Eyes' brain downloaded into her head. So she's got all that in there. She takes a pretty severe knock to the head in this issue, and that jogs a couple things loose. One of those things is that Dr. Venom implanted in Snake Eyes essentially a ticking time bomb, and he hid it in such a way that nobody would ever know it was there. And whatever the trigger is that sets this time bomb off is completely a random thing that only he knew. So they just discovered that this is something that is in Snake Eyes' head and has been there all along because it got passed down to her and also Sean Collins.
Okay, so time out. How can it be in Snake Eyes' head now?
Well, he had to get all his brain re-downloaded.
Yeah, he did, but at the same time, that thing that they had him in healed every aspect of him. I mean, our boy can talk now after.
That's a physical thing, right? That's damaged vocal cords are not his vocal cords.
So now when you
the
say
memories and personality that were put back into this new body,
yeah,
that's just memories and stuff put in there.
So now when you say a time bomb, is it like something that's going to actually explode his body, or is it going to like drive him crazy and he starts killing everybody like a sleeper agent?
Probably like that.
Okay. All right. I'm with you now.
And you're going to love this particularly because it's just who you are.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end, just in case anybody forgot, they have a little
nice
Sean Collins So you got your Chris Mooneyham drawing Sean Collins.
Oh, look at his new suit.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that is freaking wicked.
I knew you were going to like it the minute I saw it.
Oh, if they don't hurry up and come out with that on G.I. Joe Classified, it's a missed opportunity.
But they're about to put Snake Eyes, Sean Collins, and Don Moreno like in isolation or something until they figure out what's going on. So they're taking them off the board for a little while, presumably.
So he's going to go back to the original name of Throwdown then.
Yeah.
Dude, let me tell you what. With what Larry Hama did with Sean Collins during Snake Eyes' death and the way he brought that character along,
yeah,
Sean Collins, Snake Eyes, and Don Moreno could make an unstoppable trio at this point.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I'm interested in something that I thought, because I hadn't really drawn the parallels before, and I should have. But Larry Hama wrote G.I. Joe this whole time, right? And he wrote in all this stuff with Snake Eyes and his memory and implanted memories and false memories and a hazy backstory and a secret origin and all that stuff, right? Well, the other big book that he was writing at the time was Wolverine, who had a mysterious origin and false memories, implanted memories, all that stuff, right?
Apparently, Larry likes that story.
Apparently, he does, and he got to tell it two different ways. I haven't had a chance to read this one yet, but this cover has me very excited.
Apparently, that's got a massive cliffhanger at the end of it.
Oh, good. I'm excited for that. Also have not gotten to read this yet, but looking forward to it and hope that it is good.
You know, I have a love-hate relationship with Spider-Man.
Well, this is Brand New Day, bro.
Is it a comic book adaptation of the movie?
No.
Okay.
It's a series. It's a new series of the Peter Parker that everyone always wanted.
Until they screw it up again. I'm bitter over Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man for years.
This one very much appears to be the real deal. This is what, like, if they just erased all the nonsense and said, nope, Spider-Man is still Spider-Man, that's what this is supposed to be. Oh, now that is interesting. You know Mr. Negative?
Yeah.
How do you think things would go if Mr. Negative got a hold of and did his thing to Frank Castle?
Ooh. That could be rough. That's pretty wicked looking, to be honest with you.
I mean, you ought to give that a look. You ought to give it a look. I haven't had a chance to read this one yet either, but I'm really looking forward to it. Dog Tag. Did you pick this one up last week?
No, I don't think I've signed up for that one.
I didn't ask if you signed up for it. I said, did you pick it up? Do you not look at the shelves?
I hadn't been at the store yet.
That was last week.
Oh, was that last week? Oh, no,
Yeah.
I did not pick that up. What's it about?
I said I hadn't read it yet.
Well, that doesn't mean you can't give us a synopsis.
Well, I remember thinking that it looked very interesting when I placed the order for it and ordering several copies as a result. Let's see here. Guy joins the army. So far, that's what it is. During World War II, it's got some interesting stuff going on. I'll say that. Looks like a little bit of a mystery involved here, maybe. And Wow, that's interesting. I'm just going to read you the last page of this. Okay?
All right.
There's a boat, looks like it's about to pull up on the beach at Normandy or something like that. And he says, the war is real. In fact, it's the only thing that is. We are figments of its imagination. Just little names stamped onto metal sheets, collected by someone who barely had time to read them. Tags once pulled that disappear forever. We are the ghost army.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah. I'm interested. It looks good. And it's Mad Cave, so what's not to like? Yeah. I've got quite a bit of reading I have to do. And I'm way behind because I got myself into a bit of a hole here. And dug so deep I can't hardly get out, which is not where I want to be. But it's what we're going to do. We're going to dig our way out.
Yeah, but it sure does feel good when you sit down for several hours and you know the only thing on the docket is to read comic books.
I don't remember the last time I had that opportunity.
Okay.
We talked about this one last week, right?
Yes, we talked about that one last week.
So good.
And something I have to ask, because I know this was a thing in the 90s.
Yeah.
And every once in a while I see them pop up now. But do the swimsuit issues actually sell?
Well, they certainly sold like hotcakes in the 90s.
I mean, I'm flipping through that, and they're talking about the Marvel swimsuit special.
Yep. They don't sell a lot, but they do sell. They do sell. That they do. But yes, I'm very interested to see what this ticking time bomb is inside of Snake Eyes, Sean Collins, and Don Moreno now, and then how they're going to deal with it, how they're going to find it, how they're going to disarm it. I'm really curious about that. But there's also the rest of the meta plot has to continue, right? Cobra and Revanche are still trying to take over the world with space domination and all this kind of stuff. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
And so we're going to get some highlights of some other characters because these ninjas have all been taken off the board for a little while. And he's kind of been playing up to that already with the different teams being sent out to the different sites where they're building the terror drones and all that. So yeah, no, it's interesting. I'm curious to see where he's going. And I'm very much looking forward to talking with him about it in August.
I mean, we really and truly haven't seen a ton of Sean Collins since. I mean, he's been there, he's been around, but we haven't seen him truly in action since Snake Eyes come back.
Nope.
We have not seen Sherlock in a long time, and then she mysteriously appears out of nowhere last issue.
Mm-hmm.
Which Sherlock is a great character, and I love the way he teams Sherlock in Downrange.
Yep.
I hope that's a team that we see more of moving forward.
You know how he had the Terrordrome in the Arctic. He had the Terrordrome in the desert. He's got this one in the jungle.
Yep.
And somebody commented, and they were right, that he lost an opportunity to use some other unused characters like Recondo and Lowlight, some guys like that. That was an opportunity to use them. I hope that Cobra is putting a Terrordrome either on or under the water somewhere, so that we get a good story with Wetsuit and Torpedo and all those guys.
And Deep Six.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, when was the last time we saw Deep Six?
It's been a minute. Did I show this off last week? I want to say I did.
Yes, you did. So I do have to ask, when will the sign-up sheet be available for books coming out in August?
Let's see. They just came out the one for July, so it'll be next month.
Because there is a book that is releasing on August 19th. It will be number 1 in, I believe, a 4-issue miniseries.
Yeah.
And I need it.
What is it?
Dungeons and Dragons, Ravenloft.
Oh yeah. That does look good. I want to say I just put that on the sign up sheet now. So
Okay, I have to check it out. I'll have to sign up for it because I do definitely want to read that one. That looks like it's going to be fun.
You got to do it, brother. And you also have to see what else I signed you up for.
Okay.
Aaron goes, how is it that you and Alan read so many of the same things? I was like, that's easy. I sign him up for them. He's like, yeah, I noticed that it's printed. It's not, it was printed with the sheet. It's not like he came in and wrote his number next year. It's like, yeah, no, it's just what I know he's going to need to read.
Yeah, most people go to the sign up sheet to see what they want to sign up for. I go to the sign up sheet to see what I have been signed up for.
There you go. That's
and
service.
Also to double check that you didn't miss something.
Yeah, that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. That's funny. Well, man, I know you've got to duck out a little bit early tonight, and I need to as well. So anything you want to leave folks with? One final note, I will say we are not going to be able to have the show next week. We both have something going on that just happens to both hit on Thursday night. So there will not be a show next week. I'm very sorry. I apologize. We can just say that it's a Memorial Day related thing. It's not, but we can say that it is, right?
Yep, we can say that. Yes, there is something I would like to add, and it's something that we don't talk about that often.
Okay. Is this Nick's hair?
No, this is cool. We don't get a lot of live views. Our views always come after the fact. Last week's episode ended up with 51 views, and I want to thank the people that watched, those 51 people that watched it.
100%.
I know that over the course of the next few days, the views on this one will start going up. If you have not liked or subscribed, please do so. That actually helps us out a lot. And if you're watching this, say Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday of next week, Thursday of next year, 2027 on a random day, leave a comment down below. Tell us some of the stuff that you're reading. Tell us some of the stuff you would like us to read, because Josh and I are, in fact, we were actually talking just briefly beforehand before we went live about ordering books, not just comics, because, we're kind of in this wonky community where we read everything.
Yep.
So, I mean, y'all leave us a comment if you're watching this next Tuesday. I promise you, I read every single comment and I will try to respond. Some comments don't even need me to respond. I just give you all the, hey, Haven Comics liked your comment. But if it needs a response, I'll respond. So like I said, if you have not already liked and subscribed, please do so. And if you have, thank you very much.
I don't know what it was. You just reminded me. The young lady who made the TikTok, Instagram reel.
Yeah, I actually saw it on TikTok.
You saw it on TikTok. So she does both. How awesome was that?
Yeah, that's what I had tried to send y'all that. And I was like, hey, I just ran across this. And you and Nick were like, oh, I can't see it.
Yeah, we couldn't see it.
Yeah.
Tom sent it to me on Facebook. But no, this young lady, she comes to the shop periodically. I didn't know she was an influencer or what have you, but she has a channel which apparently has got a lot of followers and a lot of local followers too. And she came up to the shop and just shot a video about the shop. And we must have had 15 people come into the store because of that video. They've told us, like, yeah, I saw this video and this place looked really cool, so I wanted to come in here. Just super cool. So a big thank you to her for doing that and showing off the store to another audience. Really appreciated that. That was great. So if you've seen that video, head over to her channel and see what else she's doing too, because she was really cool and that was nice for her to do.
I am. Monarch of Motion.
That's it with 3 N's.
Yep.
Motion. Yeah. But that was really, really cool. If you haven't watched that yet, check that out. Especially if if you watch the show but you're not here local, and you're like, "What the heck does it even look like inside that store?" She does a great job of showing you what the store looks like. She does a really good job with that.
Yeah, and that is. I don't know if that's Instagram, but that's definitely TikTok. If you go to TikTok, she is at Monarch of Motion.
Yep. Well, thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it. As always, great to see y'all. Read some more comics. Come on and let's talk about them. Talk to you guys next time.